You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
And good morning. How about the rain showers that we saw yesterday? It is now 7 o'clock as we get started on our Thursday. It feels great outside this morning. Still have the humidity out there. Clouds are in place here this morning. That's a live look there in downtown Gatlinburg. Take you to Union County, Maynardville from the Union County courthouse there. And a nice little glow of the sunshine out there just off in the distance. But we do have the fog and the clouds hanging out with us this morning. Mostly cloudy there from the shed, looking off to the southeastern skies. You can't even see the mountains here this morning, thanks to the clouds. And look at the birds flying there, right there at Fox Road Marina. Mostly cloudy skies as well, and staying mostly cloudy here at the current hour. Currently in West Knoxville, so a nice quiet start to the day. Now, we do have a few lingering showers across the area, so if you have any travel plans here this morning, keep in mind you're going to run into some wet roads. We do have some showers lingering across upper East Tennessee, and we saw some decent rain around the area over the last 24 hours. So some really nice weather is on the way for the day today. So good morning to you. Sure hope you have a great day, everybody. Did you get the thunderstorms? We saw two severe thunderstorm warnings yesterday. That was about the extent of it, but some solid, steady rainfall. And we picked up some good, solid rainfall around the area. Actually, let's talk about it because some of us picked up anywhere from less than 1/10 of an inch of rain, and others picking up over 1.5 inches of rainfall. Scott County picking up nearly 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Same with Campbell County, also into Cott County and Sevier County. Pigeon Forge picking up over 1.5 inches of rainfall yesterday. It was a toasty day yesterday. We did top out with temperatures in the low, mid, and upper 90s. When you look at your high temperatures from yesterday, Chattanooga made it to 100 degrees. It was 99 the previous day, 100 yesterday. Knoxville made it to 95, 92 in Crossville, and 96 degrees in the Tri-Cities area. It was a scorcher of a day. We had the heat, we had the humidity, we had heat index values in the upper 90s to low 100s. Now, this morning, we are still trending a little bit warmer than what we were yesterday morning, thanks to the cloud coverage that's in place. And those clouds are going to be with us for a good chunk of the day before they start to break up, I think, as we get closer to sundown tonight. Temperature is white right now, though. It feels great. Mild, muggy, got that nice feeling to the air. Just let the dog outside before the broadcast. And got a question for you here this morning. We'll fire away in just a little bit, see if you can help me out. All right. Let's talk fog for a second. So we do have a little bit of fog showing up across the area. The Cumberland Plateau, Northern Valley, Upper East Tennessee, and banked up against the Smoky Mountains. All right, so let's talk high temperatures. Where have we been? Well, guess what? We've had a good solid stretch of 7 days. 7 days of 90 degrees or hotter. We will break that today with temperatures only expected to be in the 80s, but it's not going to last forever. Here's the story. High pressure in the upper parts of the atmosphere. When I show you the jet stream, our jet stream's way up into Canada, right? That's where the colder air is. That's where our storm track is for the most part. But with high pressure in the upper parts of the atmosphere to the southwestern, in the southwestern U.S., that's allowing that cold front, the disturbances to swing on through the area. This high pressure ridge is going to wobble back and forth. As we head into the upcoming weekend, it starts to build its way over East Tennessee in the southeastern U.S., and then shifts its way back to the southwest on Sunday. That's going to allow a cold front to come on through. And then it wobbles back into our areas. We get into our Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday time frame, and that, my friends, is going to bring a lot of heat to East Tennessee. Not as much humidity. The air will dry out, but I think it's going to be negligible because we're still talking temperatures in the mid to upper 90s to low 100s into the middle part of next week. I'll dive into the details coming up here in just a few minutes. Right now, the forecast for the day today, mostly cloudy. How about this lunch hour? This is going to be a nice lunch hour to grab a patio. We're not going to have the abundant sunshine. You're not going to be baking in that summertime heat. Temperatures will only be in the upper 70s. So grab a friend, coworker, family member. Go grab some lunch on one of our great patios here around East Tennessee. All right, so forecast highs today will be in the mid to upper 80s. Seasonable weather is on the way. Maybe even trending a little bit below average for some of us. But we are definitely going to see this as a short-lived cooling trend because, well, yeah, the heat builds as we get into the upcoming weekend. All right, your evening forecast should be nice and comfortable. We should have some sunshine before the sun sets tonight. So expect increasing sunshine, but it's going to take a while to get all these clouds on out of here. And we'll still be in the mid-80s by 8 o'clock tonight, even for the evening commute. Last couple of days, we've been in the low to mid 90s for the evening commute. Today's evening commute is going to only be right there in the mid 80s. So here's your future cast for the day today. Lingering showers this morning. They may linger through about lunchtime. So do anticipate maybe a couple of spotty showers, kind of overcast gray skies all the way through noon. And that's why temperatures just won't warm too quickly. And that's why we'll stay in the upper 70s as we get into the lunch hour. From noon to 3, as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see some sunshine returning, and then we'll see abundant sunshine, I think, as we get closer to sundown tonight. It is still going to be humid, so once that sun does come out, you'll really start to feel the humidity a little bit more, but that's going to be at the end of the day, so not a big deal. But everything's going to be drying out nicely. Hopefully, you got a little bit of much-needed rain around the area. My grass is wet. Got some good, solid rain showers here as well. All right, 60s and low 70s to get our Finally Friday started. Not a bad start to the day. But here's your Friday afternoon forecast. More sunshine is on the way. We'll see a few scattered or pop-up showers and thunderstorms possible. I'm not expecting a whole lot on Friday, but temperatures are going to be back in the low 90s. Like I said, these low to mid 80s that we'll experience throughout the day today are very short-lived. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to start another stretch of 90s. So we're going to probably see another stretch of maybe 5 to upwards of 6 days of 90s or hotter. Cold front comes through on Sunday, and that's going to spill in some showers and thunderstorms. Let's talk dew points for a second because dew points will be elevated. As I mentioned, even though we have the cold front swinging its way to our southeast, the dew points don't change. The temperature drops a little bit thanks to the clouds and the cold front, but the dew points don't really change much. Actually, they start to climb as we get into our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And with the heat building, that's what's going to lead to muggier and hotter weather heat index values in the upper mid to upper 90s to low 100s. Now, notice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, dew points come way down. That's due to another cold front. That cold front is going to spill in the showers and thunderstorms on into our Sunday. So let me show you the big picture. I like to show you this because this is always fun to watch. If you can toggle it back and forth, it really give you a good idea of how the atmosphere works. But this is going to go pretty quickly, okay? So notice these are dew point temperatures. But what I want to show you, and we pick up our timeline on Saturday evening, but what I want to show you is how this drier air is going to settle its way on in. So watch this. Push play. Here comes the dry air coming in from the north, and whoosh, swings its way on in. And that's what's going to bring us the drier weather for Monday. Dry weather, dry air, but not cool air. Let's talk heat index values for a little bit. So we are still going to deal with a little bit of a heat index value today. Yes, temperatures are in the 80s, but we still have dew points in the 60s and 70s, okay? So we're still going to deal with those heat index values today, just not nearly as oppressive as it was yesterday. And as I mentioned already, that's going to quickly change. So our dew points climb on Friday. Our temperatures climb as well. So we're talking heat index values pushing close to 100 degrees as we get into our Friday. That's going to be with us again on Saturday. Look at those dew points. There are those heat index values over towards Little Rock and Jackson and Memphis. It is going to be a scorcher. Saturday, despite the fact that we'll see some pop-up showers and thunderstorms, I do anticipate Saturday to likely be the best day of the weekend. A good day to get off to the pools and the lakes. Of course, we'll keep you posted and see how this all changes. But remember, high pressure is building its way on in, but it's shifting back to our southwest as we get into our Sunday. And that's going to allow a cold front to come through. Even though we have a cold front coming through, we're going to get a surge of moisture out ahead of it. Dew points climb. Temperatures are still expected to be in the low to mid 90s. That's going to put our heat index values in the upper 90s to low 100s on Sunday. But watch this. As we get into our Monday, remember I said the drier air is going to settle on in? We don't deal with those heat index values. So Monday, we're not going to deal with heat index values. However, it is going to be even hotter. Like the dry heat. Like the West Coast in Colorado. So elevated rain chances as we get into the upcoming weekend, but just some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. What I think is going to happen over the weekend, especially Saturday, is the higher terrain. So I'd say the Cumberland Plateau, Upper East Tennessee, the mountains will likely see those pop-up showers and thunderstorms, at which point we'll have to watch for, if you are going to be on the lakes or outdoors or have any outdoor events, you have to watch out for those to drift their way into the valley. Now, if you want to do some hiking or some fishing this weekend, you'll have to watch out for those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Over the next 5 to 7 days, we're likely to pick up about a half an inch of rainfall. So we desperately need the rain. The drought monitor comes out. I think it's 9 o'clock here this morning. The drought monitor comes out again today, likely due to see an expansion of the dry weather conditions across town. But this rain is going to be much needed, and we'll see how it all plays out from week to week. As I mentioned, the weekend's going to be hot, but remember next week we have the drier air settling on in. But look at those temperatures. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, we may be in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, but Tuesday, Wednesday, we're likely to be in the mid to upper 90s. And so while the air is going to be relatively drier, we're still with mid 90s, still probably going to have heat index values because we live in the southeast. We still have to deal with humidity. So we're still going to deal with a little bit of a heat index value, just a little bit anyways. Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll likely still have heat index values pushing close to 100 degrees. But it is definitely going to have a little bit of a drier feel to the air. Low temperatures are going to stay elevated at or above average for those low temperatures. And as we've talked about over the last couple of days, it looks like the first week to 2 weeks of July are going to be above average and likely to be trending below average for the first couple weeks of July as well when we're talking precipitation. So as we track these showers and thunderstorms into the upcoming weekend, if you're new to the platform, we don't make sure you download the East Tennessee Weather app. But you listen, it's 100% free. That's good. But it really gives you a wealth of weather information just for us here in East Tennessee. You got your daily forecast updates, got your 1 minute with Witcher. You have access to the only 24-hour weather channel here in East Tennessee as well, plus all the push alerts from severe thunderstorm warnings to watches from the National Weather Service and push alerts letting you know that, hey, listen, new severe weather may be moving in, or actually, hey, listen, another weather update. So I will be posting an evening weather update. Instead of going live for the evening hours, I'll be posting an evening weather update every single evening right around 5 o'clock. All right, how's the day going? Everybody good? Did you get some much-needed rain? The chat's working this morning, so we can be able to pull that on if I can get my mouse to work. Come on, mouse. Got like all these monitors. So let's see who we've got on here this morning. I saw a couple of new ones. David Taylor, good morning to you. He's thankful for the rain. You should be definitely thankful for the rain. Good morning, Julie. She says, happy Thursday. Let's throw that on the screen because we can. Let's see. We've got Mawa John. And we've got Beth Morgan joining us this morning. Good morning, Beth. Okay, so the question of the morning is this. And if you have any dogs or puppies, I really need a little bit of help. So as you know, many of you do know anyways, we have a new dog. Well, we've had the dog for several months. The dog can't figure out how to go to the bathroom outside. We let the dog out all the time. All the time. Sit there and wait and wait and wait. We'll go number one, but number two, not so much. We come inside, and sure enough, we have an accident inside the house. This has been happening day in and day out since we got the dog. The dog's brain is flipped. So how do we flip it back? Any suggestions or recommendations? The only thing I saw, I had a recommendation from the vet was you take the dog out. If it doesn't do what it needs to do outside, you take the dog in, you kennel the dog. Because this dog is kenneled at nighttime because it can't figure out how to go to the bathroom outside. So she is still kenneled at nighttime, but so the doctor, the vet said, put the dog back in the kennel, wait 10 minutes, take the dog back out, see if she does it. If she doesn't, take her dog back in, put her back in the kennel. So we've done that as well. So any recommendations would be great. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Ann. Glad you could join us this morning, Ann. Nice to see you. I got Paul Prater on here. We've got Laura, Christy. It's nice. Have you been outside yet? It feels good. Feels fantastic outside. Oh, is Cody back on here? Is he? What's the future cast for the 4th? I think we'll just see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms, typical, but it's going to be hot and humid. But then as we get past the 4th, I do think that ridge of high pressure shifts back to our west, and that will likely on the 5th or the 6th time frame give us a chance for more scattered showers and thunderstorms. So we'll see how this all plays out. I'll keep you posted for sure. Anybody going to be heading to downtown Knoxville for the 4th of July celebrations? What do you do for the 4th of July? Do you buy those fireworks? Can you launch them in your counties? You know, Denver, Colorado actually is doing something different for the first time this year. They are always dealing with, drought, dry conditions. It's high desert. And now they've had incredible snowfall this past year. But the first time this year, because of the dry conditions and whatnot, they're actually, instead of doing fireworks, they're going to do a drone show. If you've never seen one of those drone shows, they are fantastic and they look really cool. So, hey, listen, I'm all for fireworks, but I'm all for a drone show as well. I have not personally lit a firework except for like snakes and smoke bombs and the little things that you throw on the ground, little crackers, little snaps, since my junior year in high school. This little Witcher guy got in a little bit of trouble back in the day. I was actually talking to my mom about that while I was back in Colorado, saying, how did that all play out? Because that just seemed really, really weird. I'll give you a quick synopsis. It was the 4th of July weekend. Yes, we were launching bottle rockets in the backyard, but so was everybody else in the neighborhood. Do I even dare tell the story? Things I get myself into. What am I doing? All right, here we go. Launched some bottle rockets with some friends. Parents were at work. And left the house, went to a friend's swimming pool, swam for a while, ended up getting a phone call from my mom saying, you better get your butt home. I come home to firefighters, police officers, paramedics, all surrounding my neighborhood. Well, lo and behold, the police officers asked a young man, my neighbor, who was under 18, what happened? He goes, oh, yeah, we were just launching bottle rockets. Boom, guilty party. So this little man went to court for a long time. Got in trouble because the house next door, lit on fire. None of our bottle rockets landed on a roof that we could see, especially our next door neighbors. And everybody in the neighborhood was launching bottle rockets. But they had their guilty party, I'm assuming, because my friend told the officers that we were launching bottle rockets. Boom, guilty party right there. So we ended up going to court for a while. Long story short, I ended up having to do... Jeez, I'm telling on myself. I promise you, we didn't do it. But this little guy right here at 18 years old, 17 years old, had to do community service, had to pay restitution, and was on probation for 2 years. All because of fireworks. So that's my story. So I have not lit bottle rockets or fireworks off since I was a kid. I'll go to shows. I'll watch them all day long. I can't believe I just told that story. What am I doing? Well, listen, it's wiped out. It's clean. I have a clean record. Don't worry about it. A couple speeding tickets here or there, but clean record here. I'm a good kid, I promise you. All right, Laura, let's go back to the chat. Laura says, agree with the vet, kennel until she goes. Praise like crazy if she goes. Let's see if the kenneling is going to be annoying for all of you, but she hasn't earned her freedom. Yes. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Well, guess what? I took her to the bathroom this morning. She didn't, so she's back in the kennel. Everyone else is sleeping because my kids are finally out of school. They finally get to enjoy summer. You know, they were doing summer school. And they're finally out. So everybody's still sleeping in the house this morning. Let's see. What else are you saying? Clean it, take it outside, and put it in the yard so the dog's scent is there. That's a good idea. I never thought about that. Because I do know that once they kind of have that scent in the house, which is interesting that you say that, actually. Beth says that. Interesting you say that because she does go to the bathroom in the same spots every single day. There's like 2 or 3 different spots. That's fascinating to know. Thanks, Beth. I appreciate that. Heidi says, praise when she goes potty, treats by the door. We do tons of treats. Listen, we've trained our dogs. We have a string of bells hanging by our back door. So we have actually trained our dogs to ring the bell when they want to go outside. It has worked great. They ring the bell when they want to go outside. Half the times they just want to go outside and sunbathe. And we don't even have a fenced yard, so we can't just leave them outside. That's the problem, right? We can't leave our dogs outside unattended because they do walk away. And I apologize to all my neighbors because we're always calling our dogs. Well, not Stella anymore. She doesn't do that. But the younger one, Lucy, sneaks away. We were literally sitting outside yesterday, and all of a sudden, boop, just meanders off, just walks away. Brian, it is always a great day to be alive, my friend. Always. Well, we're glad you're popping in and out, Cody. Good to see you, bud. I don't think no, it's not really considered an omega block because it's not stationary. It's just kind of working back and forth. And the reason why it's working back and forth is because we get mid-level disturbances to slide in around it, and it kind of pushes it back one way, and then those disturbances move on out, so it allows it to work its way back in. So not necessarily considered an omega block. Omega blocks will kind of sit there and stay stagnant for quite some time. So you get too low pressure spinning on the outskirts and high pressure in the middle. So if you know what the omega symbol looks like, that's exactly what our ridge and troughs look like in the atmosphere. I got what you meant. Tom. Let's see. Well, there you go. There you go. Oh, man. It's time to launch some. No, it's not. Can you imagine? I can't do it. I can't do it. I've tried. And I'm like, no. I can't do this. So put it back down. Oh, the things I tell you. These are Witcher's adventures for sure. I've got lots of stories. And I'm a talker. No, wait. I am not. I have a clean record, okay? Oh, they are very hard to potty train. Good morning, Jerry. Cheryl, you're on here as well. That's what somebody else said, okay? Somebody else said put training pads inside. Problem is, I'm not a cat person. I don't want a cat. I'm no offense if you have cats. I just don't like cats. They scare me. They're very, they're eerie animals and creatures. You know, what do they say about cats and dogs? You're a servant to a cat, but best friend to a dog type of thing. Anyways. Well, Julie, I try my best. Listen, I've got nothing to hide for the most part. But you know what's really funny? I think as you get older, it just kind of brings me to a thought. As you get older, the stories that we start telling our parents. Like, for instance, jeez, I'm going to just tell it all this morning. Here we go. My parents built a house on the ranch that my dad currently lives on back in high school. And so every Friday, they would get off work and they would head down to the mountains of Colorado. It was about a 2-hour drive from our house. Well, my older brother was in college. I was there. I was in high school, so I was allowed to be left alone. And so I had a job, so I worked, so I couldn't really go with them. So I stayed back at home. Well, start of the summer, just had a couple friends over, you know. Parents are out of town. Well, by the end of the summer, people knew just to drive by my house, and if there were cars, they came in. So each and every weekend, it started getting a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger. By the end of the summer, it's kind of throwing some parties at my house. I'm surprised the neighbors never told my family, because we were good friends with all the neighbors. I am so shocked that my parents never knew. How did my parents never know? Cops never came? But the neighbors sure knew. We lived in the metro of Denver, like the good old suburbs. But I always had chores to do too. And so Sunday morning, I'd wake up and it was Colorado too, so we'd have the windows open and whatever. And I'd clean up the whole house, take the bag of trash, and go dump it somewhere, not in the trash cans, okay? And my parents never knew. But I just told my dad this story. He's like, really? You did that? Well, maybe. Oh, I listen. I love people. I love to host. We always host. We always seem to host at our house for events and parties and football games and whatnot. It's always, it's fun, but it also is like one of those things where it's like it's a lot of cleanup. It's a lot to get ready for people to come over, and then it's a lot of cleanup afterwards. So why do we do it? I don't know. But if you know me, I'm a middle child, and I'm a Gemini, and I just love people. And I love events. My wife always makes fun of me because she's like, can we ever just like have a date by ourselves and not like with a crowd of people? Like, well, yeah, of course we can. But I just, sometimes during the weekdays, you don't see a lot of people. So on the weekends, you're like, hey, let's hang out, everybody. I definitely had some good neighbors. Good morning, Gail. Gail's joining us from YouTube this morning. Glad you could join us. Oh, that is probably, I don't have any dark secrets. That's enough storytelling for the day today. You know what time it is, my friends? Come on. We got to move this party along. That's right. By the way, there are no accidents out there. Traffic is light, so I'm just going to bypass traffic this morning. If there was anything going on, I would let you know for sure. But this morning, and if you're new to the platform, it is time, my friends, for today's National Calendar Holiday Day moment. All right, here we go. So today is National Sunglasses Day. Yay! Yeah. With having LASIK, I have to wear sunglasses. I don't know why I'm not on camera right there. I've always had sensitive eyes, so I wear sunglasses even when it's like cloudy outside because I think clouds are still bright. But it is National Sunglasses Day, so hopefully you wear sunglasses. It's important to wear sunglasses, so you don't burn your eyes, especially on the lakes and skiing. That bright snow can burn your eyes, so sunglasses are super important. Today is also National Onion Day. What? Do you like onions? Are you a fan of onions? I love onions. A red onion on a sandwich, and I love sandwiches. Remember, I always wanted to open up a sandwich shop. If you don't know that about me, I've always wanted to open up a sandwich shop called The Sandwicher. That's right. The Sandwicher. Let's try that again. Because I love sandwiches. I think sandwiches are amazing. But anyways, so onions on sandwiches, but I like onions in anything, really. National Ice Cream Cake Day. Are you an ice cream cake lover? I do not like cake. I'm a pie person. Strawberry rhubarb. I love cheesecake, but that's not technically cake. But yeah, I'm not much of a cake person. For my birthdays every year, we got cake and cupcakes for the kids when we had parties. But my parents always got me like a pie. Because just cake, I don't know, cake's gross. Pineapple upside down cake I can do. That is 100% the truth. That is probably my favorite cake. Pineapple upside down cake. Because I don't like frosting. I think that's the thing. It's just too sweet. And I love candy. I just don't like frosting. Although cream cheese frosting's good. I'm a mess this morning. I'm going to lose it. National PTSD Day, Awareness Day. That's a great day. That's a great day to honor, for sure. National Handshake Day. Are you a handshake person? Are you a high fiver? Are you handshaking people after COVID? Or are we still doing like the fist bumps? I'm fist bump and handshakes and high fives, and I'm a big hugger. I love hugs. Remember, Chris, I still owe you a hug. When I see you, I'm going to give you a hug because we talked about National Hug Day a while ago. You're like, there ain't nobody hugging me. Au contraire. It's always awkward, though, when you go in. So I think the handshake, the fist bump, and the high fives have all gotten mixed up. And so you go in for a handshake, but somebody goes in for a fist bump. Then you switch over to a fist bump, and they switch back over to a handshake. And then it's just a big, solid mess. You're like, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah. Thanks for the fist bump. It is also National Orange Blossom Day. Great. I love oranges. National Bomb Pop Day. Yes, please. Yes, please. Love me the bomb pops. Remember the good old days? Are there ice cream truck drivers around town? I have not heard any yet this summer. I used to hear them in some of our old neighborhoods. I grew up with ice cream trucks, but are there ice cream trucks still available? Is that a thing? Do they drive around town? I feel like ice cream trucks can sometimes be a little scary. But I used to go get Razzles and Bomb Pops. Anybody remember Razzles? The candy, the really the really crumbly candy that turns into bubble gum. Like that's the best candy ever. It's like a fruit stripe. It lasts like 2 seconds. But Bomb Pops are amazing. And it's National HIV Testing Day. Perfect. Those are your national holidays for the day today. Glad you could join us for that. If I've been telling you stories, you should be telling me stories. Let's see what else you got going on. Let's see. Let's see. Belly's not on hill. Here, let's see. Okay, Chris. Everybody dance to the music. We like to have fun. We like to have fun. Nobody's ever asked me about my tattoo, by the way. Do you have a tattoo? You can see it on my wrist. Might as well tell you about it right now. Nobody's asked about it. I usually wear a watch to cover it up, and I got it on my wrist a long time ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. It took me a long time to get a tattoo. I'll just tell you this story too. By the way, it's 7:31. And finally, I've always wanted one, but I never had the guts to get one because it's like permanent, right? And so I've done the henna every once in a while to test and see where a good place would be. But my wife and I finally went and got one about 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. Maybe it was probably even longer. Let's see. Jeez, maybe it was even longer than that. No, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. We were back in Tennessee, I think. So after 2017. Anyways, that's what it is. It's a wrist thing, so I can cover it up with a watch, and so nobody sees it if I need to. But sometimes I like to show people my tattoo. But that is actually my kids' names. My first kid's right there, and then because he's closer to my heart, and then that's my second kid. It's kind of bleeding together. I'm going to get it redone. But that is my kids' names in Morse code. Okay, pretty cool. And then that right there is the National Weather Service symbol for tornado. So if you look that up, so it like acts like a little clasp. And so the story of my life, I'm a meteorologist, so I needed to get something that was obscure. And so I went through all the National Weather Service symbols from the Weather Service. And so I chose tornado because I liked the way it looked. I'm surprised none of you asked about that, actually, to be honest with you, because you do see it on camera sometimes. But do you have tattoos? Anybody? Yeah, remember that, Layla? I've been wanting a sandwich shop for years. I love sandwiches. And you know how like Moe's says, "Welcome to Moe's," or Firehouse is like, you can get your sandwich all the way. Well, we were going to say, whicher way you want it. I've got this all in my head. But at this point of the game, owning a brick and mortar sandwich shop sounds like a lot of work and a disaster. Maybe not. But probably not going to go down that route. Ooh, Vidalia onions are amazing. Yes, they are, Roseanne. Good morning, by the way. If you've been on the platform with Wake Up with Witcher before, I'm sorry, I don't think I recognize your name, but you seem new. So welcome to Wake Up with Witcher. Get the forecast, have a little bit of coffee talk. By the way, doing some iced coffee this morning. Iced coffee. It's pretty good. Pretty darn good. What's up, Aaron? Everybody ready for the weekend? Pineapple upside down cake is absolutely the best. Ooh. By the way, reached out to a couple folks yesterday, and new cameras are going to be installed here within the next couple of weeks. I do have them standing by. I've got all the equipment ready to go. I reached out to Tom McCosh yesterday, who is the manager at the Monroe County Airport. And I was trying to get down there yesterday, but he messaged me back a little bit later, and then I got busy with a meeting. But more cameras coming to the market here soon. So that's and Clinch Mountain Restaurant is one of those. So we got to make a day of it and get up there. And preferably not in this summertime heat, but I got to do what I got to do, and I got to get out there and get those installed. But oh, Tom's got his yard sale tomorrow. If you're looking for some camping equipment, what do you say? Some Jeep parts. You also said, forgot what else you said. It is hard to find it. You can't find it everywhere. And I don't know why. Because it's like a classic. Yellow cake's okay. Yeah, I'm not a chocolate lover, so I definitely won't do chocolate. That's right, Aaron. I'm a hugger. Eva's a hugger. Nice. Let's see. What else are you saying in here? I would love to see ice cream trucks for the kiddos. Yeah, so does anybody see those? You don't like cheesecake, Layla? Come on. It's like the best. But do you like fudge? You're not a big sweets person. You don't even like ice cream either? All right, custard I can do. Creme brulee, custard, will you do that, Layla? Cody's got too many stories. You want to start telling some stories, bud? You do have an ice cream truck that comes by 3 days a week. He just comes to our road and turns around because he knows we always buy. We bought some last night. Nice. What did you buy? Just ice cream? Are they doing the classic bomb pops? No tattoos for Kimberly. Mel's got 2 tattoos. Nice. You did ask if that was a tattoo? When did you ask that? I don't remember you asking that. Maybe on social. Zoom in. Zoom in on what? My tattoo? There it is. Usually I have a watch on. Now, I kind of messed up. See, this is why I never wanted the tattoo, because I did mess up. I should have put it on my right wrist, not my left wrist, because I wear a watch on my left wrist. So what I should have done is put it on my right wrist, so when I wanted to cover it up, I could just put my watch on my right wrist, but that, because it's weird when you put the watch on the other side of your wrist. Anyways, that's okay. I wear my watch on my right wrist if I want to wear a watch and still show my tattoo. But anyways, Aaron's got 3, and you want a couple more. I love sleeves. My father-in-law had the conversation this past weekend because one of my nieces was asking about tattoos, and she was asking. They call him Farfar. That's a Swedish term for grandpa. Said, Farfar, why are you so against tattoos? And he went through this whole thing. He just is really against them. But I would do a sleeve if I could. I would never do it because I wouldn't have the guts to do it. But I think sleeves are really cool. I love when people have them when they're really like when they're done well. When they're done well. Christy, you have 15 tattoos? Wow. Nice. That's awesome. It is cool. Yeah, there's always cool stuff behind them. I wanted to do something that meant something to me. That's why it took so long. Weather and my family, my kids. My wife's like, what, you're not going to get my tattoo? You're not going to get my name tattooed on you? This was a joke back when we were getting tattoos. I was like, no way. I would never, ever get a spouse or a girlfriend or anything like that. Love ya. Hope we never get divorced. I don't think that's going to be a thing, but you just never know. And then you're stuck with then if we were to get a divorce, let's not go down that road because that's not going to happen. But if we were, then you're stuck with that person's name on your body for the rest of your life. Can't do that. My kids are going to be with me for the rest of their lives, whether they like it or not. Oh, that's cool, Felicia. I have one that matched my brother's. I got it after I lost him in 2013 on Friday the 13th. And a lot of people do get tattoos for that. Actually, a friend of ours, if you recall, one of our best friends, I remember she lost her husband. We lost a really good friend in January right before the snowstorm, or the day the snowstorm really started. And she went and got his initials tattooed on her. And I think that's definitely classic because it's not like they got divorced. He passed away. And it's really a cool tattoo. Ooh, kind of gives me goosebumps thinking about that. None for you don't like needles? Yeah, I don't like needles either, but when's the new merch coming? I don't know, Kimberly. Hopefully soon. I gotta just spend some time and do it. Anybody know where you can find strawberry rhubarb pie? I should open up. Which way you want it? You had pineapple upside down cake last night, Mel. Share. Come on. So good. So good. Now you're making me want to make a pineapple upside down cake. Maybe we could do cupcakes, and then that way you're not tempted to eat the whole thing. I did have some apple pie this past weekend because my father-in-law brought home like a Costco-sized apple pie. So I had a little sliver of that and warmed it up in the microwave. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, warming up apple pie. We'll just eat it cold. No, what? No, warm apple pie with cold ice cream on top. Let it melt and become super creamy and awesome. That's the only way to do it. All right, Clench Mountain has it. Looking for strawberry rhubarb pie. Clench Mountain right there. Hoping you're going to come work for me? ain't got no money to do that. Hey, there's Betty. Good morning. Yay. Betty gets a big shout out this morning. Oh. Once in a while they come through the neighborhood. We used to live in a neighborhood that we'd hear them every once in a while, but I have not heard them in our neighborhood now. There we go. Oh, Layla, who doesn't like ice cream? I'm actually not a huge fan of ice cream. The ice cream that I will eat, well, I'll do vanilla ice cream on apple pie. The ice cream that I will eat, and I will hands down eat it every single day if I could, would be cinnamon ice cream. And if you've never had cinnamon ice cream, I highly recommend finding some and trying it. Now, I don't think we have any, do we have any Cold Stone creameries and stuff like that around town anymore? I don't know if we do. But that would be the place that you can get cinnamon ice cream. They can make it for you. And they do make it because I've gotten it there before. There was a place called Dolly Madison in Denver that always had cinnamon ice cream, but it is the best. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. If you like cinnamon, you have to like cinnamon. Matthew, what's up, bud? You got 25 tattoos? That's sweet. Betty doesn't have any tattoos. I wish you guys could post photos on here and I could show everybody what your tattoos look like. If you got a really cool one that you want to share with everybody, you could upload it through the Witcher's Pictures link on the East Tennessee Weather app, and I can pull that on camera. But that's cool. By the way, Matthew, thanks for joining us here on Wake Up with the Witcher. We have, if you're joining us late, remember, I will go back to the weather forecast. We start off the weather forecast because, listen, I have had several comments that people came in to watch the forecast, and then we started chatting a little bit too much. So the new thing is I'm just going to get to work with the forecast right away, right at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll kick back, relax, and have a little bit of a good time. If you stick around for the conversation for the whole time, cool. Glad you can. And then I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel, at which point I will start it from the top. I'm not going to do that right now, but see, I'm just going to get it started here. Oh, it's not starting. But anyways, we'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel, and then you can get your forecast for the day ahead of us. So I will start that and get that ready to go because we're going to be wrapping things up here in just a little bit. 7:42. I've been telling stories all morning long. Oh, banana pop. Yep, anything banana flavored. I I love bananas, but I do love the fake banana flavor. Like banana runts are probably some of my favorite candy, along with cinnamon bears. But I'm a cinnamon person. I love cinnamon bears, anything cinnamon. I love the fake grape flavor, like grape Kool-Aid and stuff like that. Grape popsicles, solid, hands down, all the way. No tattoos for you, Tammy, huh? I got Sharon joining us this morning. Okay, so here we go. Sharon says, hey, Mike, you need to try my son's deli, Sunrise Deli in Halls. If you've ever in the area, Philly cheesesteaks are awesome. I will definitely do that. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. I love sandwiches. I love delis. Those are some of my favorite places. I'm very particular when it comes to sandwich shops. There are some that my wife loves. I'm like, no, their sandwiches are gross. Not gross, because the sandwich is a sandwich, but listen, I love sandwiches. The messier it is, the better. I'm talking mayonnaise, mustard. You've got to put all oil and vinegar on it. You got the tomatoes and lettuce, and I don't do pickles. I don't really like pickles on sandwiches. There was a sandwich shop in Denver, and I always bring up Denver because I grew up there, obviously. Ooh, and 6 piercings as well. Nice. But there was a sandwich shop in Denver. I'm blanking on the name. Oh, it's called the Spicy Pickle. Seemed like a pretty cool place. And they had amazing pickles. Those are the kind of pickles I would put on a sandwich. But they had a cool thing. And I think this is what I think our restaurants and stuff should do, in my personal opinion. Listen, if I want a side of ranch to go with something, don't charge me for a side of ranch. So this place actually, you could build your own. They had particular specific sandwiches that you could buy, right? But you could also build your own sandwich. And they literally had 40 or 50 or 60 choices for toppings to put on your sandwich. Anything from artichoke hearts to spicy pickles to, I don't know, anything, right? Alfalfa sprouts, which I love alfalfa sprouts on a sandwich. And you could put as many of them on there and they would not charge you any more. That was my point of the story. And so I would stack that sandwich like super high and be like, can't really eat this thing now, but I'd put everything on it. The messier, the better. Farfar is Swedish. So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their family, all the kids were born in Sweden. They were missionaries in Sweden for 15 years. And so now they live in Houston, Texas. He's a camp director for a Christian camp down in Houston, Texas. He did. Oh, test him. I'm just kidding. I kid. No tats for Chris, huh? Your son has about 10 tattoos. Ooh, I bet it feels amazing. 62 degrees. Yep, that's pretty nice. Yeah, see, my daughter is stuck with her ex-husband's tattoo. See, that's what I'm saying. I was like, don't take offense to that, wife. It's not you. It's me. Let's see. Man, you guys are awesome this morning. Thanks for listening to my stories. Thanks for joining the conversation. Brian says, how are your eyes doing? They're doing great. They are doing great. Much, much better. Here's the problem. When I put these readers on, then I take them off, and then all this shuts down on me. So I have to, when I come in the studio, I try not to wear the readers for the computer screens, because then if I put these on now, sure, I can see the screens a little bit better, but then I take them off, and now it's really blurry. So it's like I'm just trying to get my eyes used to not doing that. But the guys are great. I don't go back to the doctor for a whole month. Still have to put eye drops in 4 times a day. Still have to put some goop in my eyes, some ointment in my eyes every other night. I have to do that for the next month. This has been a process. Ugh. Had I known this process, maybe I would not have done it. No, it's great. And Brian, the doc said I'm basically a 2010. So I'm like Eagle Eyes. That's what Buck said yesterday. Like Eagle Eyes Witcher over there. This is really cool. That's cool. I could do something like that. And plus, it's her late husband, right? And so I think that's a really cool thing. I think the EKG things and for tattoos are really cool. I love those. I've always wanted to get my ring tattooed. That is one thing I was going to do, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. But still, it would still let everyone know that I was married. But I always wanted my ring tattooed on, but never did it because they say they don't last very long, and then again you're left with that. But I've said, listen, I'm not opposed to saying that if we were ever to get divorced, which again we're not. Hey, don't worry, Janelle, we're not. That's not the conversation here. If she's tuning in and watching, she's gonna come racing in here. But listen, I mean, I'm not opposed to having a ring tattooed for the fact that I'm not saying that it's not like I'm lying that I was ever married. I was married before. You got to recognize that. If I were to ever get divorced. Plus, if I were to ever get divorced, I probably would never get married again. I've always told my friends that. Probably not my style. Wouldn't go down that road again. Whoa, you got them all you got it all done, don't you, Chris? Now we need to see a picture. You have both sides of your nose done, and your ears, and the bottom of your lip, like this right here. Isn't that bad for your gums? Having that thing in there? Isn't that deteriorating your gums? Doesn't that hurt? Did you ever do your tongue? You know, back in the day, people used to get tongue piercings. Ooh. No, thank you. I had several friends that did that. I had a roommate in college that had he used to be able to put crayons in his ears. He had stretched out his ears enough. There you go. Now you're talking, my friends. Cinnamon ice cream, apple pie. I've actually never had cinnamon ice cream on apple pie, so now you're making me want to go do that. Now you're making me want to go make ice cream. Homemade ice cream is literally one of my favorite things. It's so good. Ice cream only needs 3 ingredients, right? Sugar, milk, cream. What else do you put in there? Cream and sugar, really, right? And then freeze it. Ooh, they do? Buster's does cinnamon ice cream? Nice. Maybe going to get some ice cream today. Although it's not the hottest day. It's going to be a cooler day. Ooh, peach ice cream is great. Love peach ice cream. Ice cream truck comes through Victor Ash Park. Cool. Victor Ash. They have a testing room. One of their specialty flavors has cinnamon ice cream. This is awesome. This is good news. This is good to know. I like this kind of stuff. See the things that you can learn with Wake Up with Witcher? We've been talking for 50 minutes right now. I wish you guys could talk back and forth with me. You do through chat, but then I have to catch up on chat, and then I get behind. And orange popsicles are good. Orange creamsicles are like hands down amazing. Layla, I need some of that killer banana pudding. Banana pudding is like so good. No. Wait, J. Gene Sims. Wait a second. Believe it or not, cinnamon on hamburgers, you will be amazed. You've got to explain. I was going to wrap things up here in just a second. You have to explain yourself. Are you just sprinkling cinnamon on top of a hamburger? Are you mixing it with the hamburger meat? Cinnamon on a hamburger? Do you put like still mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, lettuce and tomato on there? You got to explain yourself, J. Gene Sims. You have to explain yourself. This might blow up the conversation here this morning. We may be here for a whole nother hour. Felicia says she uploaded a picture of her tattoo. Let's see if I can find it. You sure did. Before we get there, though, I have to share a couple other ones. So this one, I think, is coming from Tammy, because Tammy's always posting some great photos. This is a great photo coming in on the Witcher's Pictures link on the East Tennessee Weather app. Great sunrise. Look at that, Tammy. Out doing it is beautiful. Isn't East Tennessee so gorgeous? Rolling hills. We got some awesome weather. Love it. Got to share this one. This one's from Kimberly. Look at that. Playing in the water by the waterfall. She says, grandson Isaac at Buffalo Springs. Love that one. And now let's take a look at Felicia's tattoo. There it is. That's pretty cool. That's cool stuff right there. Some people like them, some people don't like them, and that's okay. We can all be different and get along, right? That's the world we live in. We gotta be different. Let's see. Sharon McGill, sunrise on Cherokee Lake the other day. Got to post this one. Share this one with all of you. This is a cool one. Shrink it up so we can see it. There's Sharon and her husband. What's up, Sharon? I don't know if she's joining us this morning. I've not seen her on the chat this morning, but thanks for sharing, Felicia. I appreciate that. Nixon's Deli was good. One of my first jobs was also working at a deli. I made sandwiches there. Maybe that's where I fell in love with sandwiches. I don't know. Mike, I have a crew here to change my canopy lights. They're wondering when the clouds will disappear. Are they wanting the clouds to disappear? Or are they not wanting the clouds to disappear? I will show you. Let's take a look. I'm probably not going to be able to get much of it. I was going to show you visible satellite imagery, but that's not going to be a case here. It's too early in the morning, but we'll try anyways. See if we do have that. Okay, so there's your visible satellite imagery. So you can see that we still have quite a few clouds back to our west, Chris. And so it's going to be a while before all of this kind of swoops its way this way. So all these clouds will swoop away to our east and southeast. So it's going to be a while. I think most of the day. I think we're still going to be probably mostly cloudy. I'm telling you all these things, and I didn't even show you it. I didn't show you the map. There we go. Visible satellite imagery. Come on, Witcher, push the other buttons. So we have the clouds in place. There we go. You can see how the back edge is. What I was showing you is back edge is over in the West Tennessee. This will all kind of go like that. So I think, we'll start to see the clouds break up a little bit, I think, as we get closer to noon. Probably noon to 3, a little bit more sun. I think from 3 to sundown, we'll likely have quite a bit more sunshine returning to the area. So you can ask questions here on the chat as well. Larry Bible's joining us this morning. Good morning, Larry. Not quite sure if I've seen you on the chat before, but We like to have a lot of conversation. If you've not joined us for Wake Up with Witcher, we do this Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning. We do the forecast right off the bat. So that was done like 50 minutes ago. It's 7:55. But then we have conversation. We chat. We tell stories. We share things, images and pictures and ideas, restaurants. And the conversation is great. You all are amazing. Would never have gotten this any other way. I'm assuming that you're talking about not tongue tattoos, but tongue rings. Yeah. Great if you want to speak with an impediment. Oh, man. Okay. Have we gotten the information on, yes, isn't the cinnamon in the meat before it's cooked? I don't know. We're waiting. We're waiting to find out. I got to get through the chat. Yeah, creamsicle candy. Debbie, good morning. Got Debbie on here. Not sure if I've seen you be here before. I wish I could see, like, everybody knew. I'm way behind on chat here. Okay, sweet potato French fries with cinnamon for sure. Absolutely. All day long. Oh, they are wanting sunshine. All right. Well, probably from 8, so probably between 10 and noon, maybe a few clouds breaking up. It's probably going to be between noon and 3. Why do they want sunshine? It'll be hot. Sunshine comes out. Okay, I got to throw this out there. Skyline chili with cinnamon in it? Yeah, listen. Maybe that's why the cinnamon on the hamburger. Skyline chili. So I know they're famous, right? In Cincinnati. I've never actually had it in Cincinnati, but I've always heard about it. So I saw on the shelf one day a can of Skyline chili. So I bought it. I was like, we're going to do some Skyline chili. We're going to do chili dogs. You call it Frito pie. I call it straw hats. Some other people call it Petros. All the same thing. Did not like it. And cinnamon and chili is, you got to go light on it because it can add a really good sweetness to the chili because cinnamon adds a perceived sweetness. Like when I put cinnamon in beer, if you do a cinnamon beer, I know that sounds weird, but like you can put a little bit, like the same with vanilla. Vanilla adds a perceived sweetness, even though it's not sweet. Should we see what our sunrise looks like outside? See what it looks like from the shed. Lackluster there. Union County has been the best. Fox Road Marina. Fox Road Marina is still cloudy in East Tennessee weather. Downtown Gatlinburg. Ooh, that's a cool shot. Look at that. Overcast gray. There we go. Some smoky mountains to get the day started. All right. We're at the end of the chat. And I don't think I got any of the information. If I did, I missed it. The information on cinnamon on a hamburger. Sunny, hot, and dry. Should be great tomorrow afternoon. Well, I don't know if I missed it, but peanut butter on a hamburger, and that's disgusting. But I don't like peanut butter anyways. I like almond butter, not peanut butter. Well, we're not getting any information from, what was it, JG Sims? Where is it? J. Gene Sims. Believe it or not, cinnamon on hamburgers. You will be amazed. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yay, J. Gene Sims. Yes, it is. You mix it in with your ground beef, just a dash. Well, I'm going to have to try this. I am going to have to try this at some point of the game. We still have, by the way, a few showers hanging out with us this morning. So let me show you what it looks like on the radar. I know a lot of you got to leave for the day. We'll wrap things up here and end our segment. So we'll go back to the maps and show you that we still have some lingering showers upper East Tennessee over towards Maryville, pushing out of Monroe County. So can't rule out a few showers here this morning. A few lingering showers, I think, as we get closer to, from now through about 10 and then 10 to noon. I think the showers will start to break up. And I think as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see improving weather conditions. Of course, I will send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. If you missed any of the forecasts at the very beginning, like an hour ago, we've been talking now for 1 hour. It's 8 o'clock, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Great conversation. Thanks for listening to my shenanigans and the stories, the Witcher's adventures. I've got a lot of stories to tell. We just won't tell them all in one day, although I told some very important ones all in one day. What have I done? What have I done? No, come back. Okay, anyways, we're going to send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. We sure hope you have a great day. Again, sunshine does return later on this afternoon. I'll explain all the weather details. Today is going to be one of the coolest days over the next 7 days. The heat continues to build as we get into the upcoming weekend. All right, my friends, thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is
You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning. Have a great day, everybody. We saw some much-needed rainfall across parts of East Tennessee. Actually, some of us picked up over 1.5 inches of rainfall, so much needed for sure. But it was a toasty day yesterday, and we've had that solid stretch of some hot weather around East Tennessee, where many of us have picked up temperatures in the low to mid-90s since last Thursday. Yesterday, we made it to 95 degrees at McGee-Tyson Airport. And that ridge of high pressure is going to continue to dominate. Now, here's the story, right? When you look at the upper level pattern in the atmosphere, our ridge of high pressure in the upper parts of the atmosphere is off across the desert southwest. That's allowing disturbances to come through on the eastern side. But this ridge is going to kind of go back and forth. Watch this. We'll take you all the way through the 4th of July. As we head into the upcoming weekend, the ridge starts to build its way across the east coast. That will shut down the precipitation chances for the most part. Shifts back to the southwest as we get into our Sunday. That allows a cold front to come through. And then behind that cold front, it swings its way back into the southeastern U.S., and that's going to allow for some hotter and drier weather to set up shop as we head into the first week of July. So kind of back and forth with this ridge of high pressure. All right, for the day today, we're going to see those temperatures. Refreshing. How about that? We're only going to be in the upper 70s by lunchtime. And our high temperatures today, nice. We're going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Maybe not even any 90s around the area. So we're going to shave off of nearly 10 degrees from what we saw just yesterday. And that's going to make for a lot more of a comfortable evening as we dip down to about 84 degrees by 8 o'clock and 79 by 10 o'clock tonight. Let's talk about your future casts. We'll pick up our timeline at 7 o'clock this morning. We've started the morning off with some wet roads and some scattered light rain showers as we saw some heavier showers during the overnight hours. As we get into the lunch hour, maybe a few lingering light showers across the area. And then we're going to start to see, well, some partial clearing. But we will keep the clouds in place for the majority of the day. And I think we'll end the day with quite a bit of sunshine as we get closer to sundown tonight. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we'll dip down into the upper 60s to low 70s. So it's going to be a mild and muggy start to our finally Friday morning. Hey, listen, we're almost to the weekend, right? Temperatures on Friday will climb back into the low 90s. So these upper 80s, mid to upper 80s that we'll experience today are going to be really short-lived because the heat's going to continue to build as we get into the weekend. And those temperatures, the dew points, the humidity is going to continue to build as well. So Saturday and Sunday, we'll see some showers and thunderstorms. Sunday, we're going to be tracking a cold front through the area, and that's going to bring us possibly some decent rain. When you look at our dew points all the way through Sunday, they climb into the low to mid 70s. So it is going to continue to stay on the muggy side. Again, muggy today, but not nearly as hot. The hot weather and the muggy weather continues Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cold front comes through Sunday. That's going to drop our dew points as we get into our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. But remember that ridge is moving its way back into the area, and that's going to allow for quite a bit more heat. Here's what it looks like in the big picture. It's always kind of fun to show you how this animates, I should say, as this cold front swings through. Here comes the cold front Sunday, draws in some drier air as we get started next week, and so that's going to be really nice. When you look at our heat index values, not much of a heat index value today. We'll have a little bit because we still have the humidity, but temperatures aren't too terribly hot. So we're talking heat index values in the 90s, but as we get into our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday time frame, heat index values will be in the low 100s for the most part. Then we go from Sunday into Monday, cold front swings through. We're not going to be dealing with heat index values, but as that ridge builds its way back in, the temperatures will continue to come on up. So Saturday, Sunday, we'll see some showers and thunderstorms. Then Monday, Tuesday, we'll really shut that chance for rain down and maybe bring back a few more chances for rain by next Wednesday. And again, today and tomorrow, we'll hang on to a few chances for showers. But over the next 3, 5, and 7 days, we're likely to pick up about a half an inch of rainfall. So some much needed rain is expected across the area. Temperatures, as I mentioned, that ridge is going to build. So while we'll be in the mid 80s today, we'll be in the low 90s through the upcoming weekend. Monday may be right around 90 degrees, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, as that ridge builds, we're going to be in the mid 90s. We're not going to have the heat index values that we've been dealing with. We'll likely have heat index values pushing close to 100 degrees, but air temperatures will be allowed to warm up a little bit more thanks to the slightly drier air. Low temperatures, seasonable lows on the way for your Monday and Tuesday, but for the most part, lows will be at or slightly above average. And that trend's looking like it's going to continue as we head into the first and possibly second week of July. Precipitation chances likely to be trending on the drier side for the first and possibly second week of July as well. So we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And you can always stay on top of the latest weather forecast by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app. It's 100% free. Listen, it's all the weather all the time for East Tennessee. It's right there in your back pocket or your purse, and it's everything you need to know for weather here around town, but the app travels with you. And if you're traveling to the beach locations on some sort of vacation in general, the app will give you any sort of inclement weather notifications, storms approaching, lightning data, and so much more. So make sure you take the app with you. Download it today. Go to the Google Play Store, the App Store, and search East TN Weather, all one word. Have a great day.